Hi everyone, welcome back. Sam here, and today I have something a little bit different. So there are many things that I continuously see that people are having issues with when they build a city. So I'm going to go through maybe 5 different tips that you should really avoid. Now these tips are something that are practiced in my job. So I do work as a town planner, so a lot of you don't know that. I work as a town planning consultant, which means a lot of developers will present their design to me, and basically my team will review it and say, is this good, is it not good, how can we improve it, or blah blah blah, things like that. So the tips that I'm going to be mentioning are both good for in real life cities, for real developments, but they're also very good for in the game as well, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to benefit from the most. So there's several different ones. Now I plan on doing lots of different videos like this in the future, but these are just the first 5 with many more to come. And also, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. And also my Instagram is down there if you want to get in contact with me. So the first one is road hierarchy. Now this one is it's one that I thought was very self-explanatory. Everyone would know this, but I see that it's really not that known for a lot of people. A lot of people ask, how can you fix my city? And I see the exact same thing. So when I say road hierarchy, just make sure that when you have larger traffic, obviously you're going to need more lanes. And then as the traffic gets less and less, you downgrade the road. So obviously the inner areas of like a suburb would be these smaller type roads here, which have only 2 lanes, so one going one way, one going the other way. And then I like to use the 4 lanes as a connector to those smaller lanes. And then as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you eventually go up to 6 lanes, 8 lanes, and things like that. And a lot of you guys, I see this, it's a very continuous issue that a lot of you have, because you'll show me your cities, you'll like send me a picture on Instagram or on Steam or something, and it's the same thing continuously. You'll have, for example, a road like this, which is 6 or 8 lanes, but instead you'll have it only for 2 lanes, and it's just super compact and dense, and it's not working good at all. So make sure that you have the right road capacity for the amount of traffic. And if you're not sure which road to use, just go through, start from the bottom and work your way up. So definitely, if you have traffic, don't use this one. So maybe you can go to the 4 lane, and then if that's not good enough, then you can go up to the 6 lane, or you can just keep going to the 8 lane, or who knows, maybe you need a highway. So just keep that in mind. And also one other thing, when you have larger roads like this, if you have a big intersection that's very busy and you're not very familiar with doing timed traffic lights, an easy alternative is to just do a roundabout. And a roundabout is very efficient. I've done a whole other video about roundabouts, and you'll notice that I use them a lot. So the second topic that I want to talk about is highway connections. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, I use a lot of roundabouts for my highway connections, and this is a very common practice in real life urban design. If you go onto a map, next to the highway, you'll probably see a roundabout on either side, and that's really just to help divide up the flow. Because if you have, for example, just this road going straight through here, and then one giant intersection, that is going to be a really big nightmare, especially if it's a lot of traffic coming off the highway. So a roundabout is an easy alternative, because a roundabout doesn't need traffic lights. Even though they go around slowly, it allows for a more continuous pace around and around. Whereas with an intersection, you have traffic lights, whereas one road will go first and the next road will go, so there's still waiting time. So that's why a roundabout is more efficient. So if you do have a big intersection, a roundabout is definitely the alternative. And I'll link the roundabout video that I made above, so you guys can check that out. So the next point that I really want to talk about is the proximity between each intersection on a road. So you really want to avoid having intersections really close to each other. Now I'm just going to draw this quickly just to show you guys. So for example, if you have one there, another one there, look at the space in between each one. It's very small. So what happens is, imagine that you're driving along here, you have to stop, drive, stop, drive, stop. It's just super annoying, right? It's really annoying. And look, it already builds up traffic a lot, because they can't just go straight through. They have to drive, stop, and at each intersection they have to wait, which is just super annoying. And if this road was a lot more busier, this would be a major nightmare. Now, all of these things that I'm mentioning, you can probably get away with doing whatever you want on smaller towns and rural areas, but everything I'm talking about is more for in larger city areas and main busy roads. So you want to avoid having intersections really close to each other. So for example, a good space between could be like this size, like this. Okay guys, so the fourth point that I want to talk about is still on the road topic, because roads are very important to the whole flow of your city. So the next point is about connectability between roads. You don't want to have one single road going to an area. So for example, if we look at this town here, I don't know what it's called, but if this one only had, let's imagine one road, so let's imagine this road going in. That is not a very feasible choice. So you want to have as many different connections coming in. So you can see I have 1, 2, 3, which connects up to the main road, and then I also have the train line as well. So you want to have as many different connections going in, because if you just have one connection going to an urban area, that one main road is going to become very congested. Everyone has to rely on this one road. And for example, in real life, something that's always in my mind is, what if there's a crash on that road that really holds up everybody, because there's no other way to get around? They have to go on that one road. What if they had an alternative road to go there? Wouldn't that be a lot more easier, so traffic could be diverted? And it's just so traffic is a lot more spread out between the whole area. So this area here, if they want to go along the main road, they can. This is the faster option. Or if they want to go through the town, they can go through there. Or if they want to go through this back road to this industrial forestry area, they can go there as well. So you want to have as many different road options as possible, but don't overdo it. Of course, still make it look normal. Like, don't have a million roads connecting out everywhere, because then that's not going to be very good, right? So, and then if we look at another example over here, so for example, this road has this road going, so this area has this road that goes along there like that, and then it also has another main road that goes along there like this. We have, so this peninsula here, we have 2 main roads. So for example, this one that goes along here like that, and then we have this one that goes along there like so. And then we also have the highways going through everywhere, and then you have different roads going this way, you have roads going that way. So it's really great just to have it split up. So I did the same here as well. So this is one main road going along there, and then this is another main road going through here. Okay, you guys, the fourth point is public transport availability. Yay! So you don't want to just have one bit of public transport going through your area, because then that one bit of public transport is going to be so heavily used. It's going to be your only bit of reliable source to get to another suburb. So of course this isn't going to apply to all areas, but I'm speaking for more of dense urban areas. So for example, in this area over here, I believe there is a bus line, but there's only 1 or 2 buses. So a lot of the people are relying on this train here, which you can see a lot of people are waiting. So you might want to incorporate as many different public transport options as possible, but without going too crazy. So for example, in a city in general, you have trains, you have buses, you might have a subway, you might have a monorail, and then I also have the funicular train in this city. I also have I don't think I put in cable cars, but definitely you need to have a good variety of public transport sources. So even if it's just maybe 2 or 3 different bus lines. So there's this bus line here, so maybe you could do a bus line that goes on this side as well. So instead of just having one, which makes it super dense. Yeah, so for example, like this bus here, there's only one, so there's a large group of people waiting. The buses aren't very frequent out here, so maybe it's good to have an express bus line that goes from point A all the way to the other side of the city at point B, and then you might want to have one that goes to every single stop. So just keep that in mind. You like to have different options available, which makes it a lot more easier for people that don't have a car. And so the last point is in regards to your industrial areas. Now, industrial areas create a large amount of congestion because there's a lot of trucks, there's a lot of vans, and there's also a lot of people who want to go there to work. So put all of those together, there's going to be a lot of people. So what I always encourage you to do, and this is something that is encouraged in real life a lot of the time, you don't want to have one large industrial area in your city. A lot of cities have one area, but they've managed to divide it up into even little clumps of industrial space. So if I go to my zoning, and I'll show you guys very quickly. So let's start over here. So first of all, we have this industrial area here, and then we have another one over here, we have one here, and we have some over here as well. If we go over to here, there's another industrial area split in there. So there's actually two areas. So there's this little one there, and then there's one that goes along the main road. And then if we come over to here, so there's another industrial area there, and then there's also this farming industrial area, and then there's this little clump of industrial and forestry area. Dividing the industrial areas up basically spreads it out throughout the city, making it a lot more accessible for people in different areas of your city. So for example, if you had all of your industrial area only on the north side of the city, then everybody in the south has to drive from the south through the city to get to the north. And just imagine all of those people trying to get there at the same time, trying to get to that industrial area. Everything is going to be congested. Your public transport, your roads, the pathways, it's going to be very full. And plus all of the trucks for the industrial areas, all of the vans, all of the cars, they're all going to be situated in that one area, and everything is just going to be super compact. So the best alternative for that is to spread it all out, which basically, like I said, makes it a lot more accessible, a lot more easier, and just spread out so there's less stress on the different facilities and infrastructure on your city. Now, like I said at the start of the video, these are both applicable to real life cities, so they're things that I would recommend when people come to me at my work, and then it's also something that is applicable for in the game as well, so that's probably what you guys are going to utilize it mostly for. And just like I said earlier, this isn't going to be the only video like this I'm going to do, so there's definitely so many more different tips and things that I would like to mention and get that out for you guys. So I hope these tips helped you guys. If you're not fully convinced that they work that good, maybe just go try them yourself and just see. So I'll just wrap up very quickly. So you want to avoid having closed intersections. You want to make sure that you're using the right road hierarchy choice. You want to make sure that you have very easy highway entrance and exit choice, so that's usually through roundabouts, which is what I recommend. The next one is make sure that you have various public transport options, which is going to be very beneficial, and then also the same for main roads, so make sure that you have a good variety of road connections to get to different areas. So that's all for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed, hope you got something. Don't forget to leave a comment below and a like if you want to see more of these videos. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys.